Hey guys, Bobby Bonger here, and today I'm putting on another issue of What Went Wrong. Going in, I thought I'd only have to make one of these a week, but here we are. Now, there were actually plenty of cases where I could make another one of these this week, like the Bills getting absolutely rolled over by the Ravens. And I could have done a 2-for-1 with the Steelers and Browns and just how much they both had to mess up for that game to end in a tie. But I'm only going to do this series on games that I've watched. Like, I saw a tiny bit of that Brown Steelers game before contractual obligations made it go away just as overtime was starting. Thank you, by the way, CBS. And I didn't see anything of the Bills Ravens game, which is probably a good thing, but that just means I don't really know what went wrong because I didn't exactly watch the game. Like, I understand what happened in the Colts game perfectly. A person looking at the box score would think, yeah, the Bengals had control of that game, but when in reality, it was a really close game and the Colts nearly had it. So that's why I'm only doing this over games that I have actually watched. And one of those games was Sunday night's Bears versus Packers. Oh my goodness. How did they blow that? Well, the Bears were up 20 to nothing at halftime. And to get this out of the way, more than anything the Bears did wrong, it was Aaron Rodgers coming back on one leg and throwing like a god. Like, that is the most impressive quarterback performance I have ever seen. And it wasn't even that the Bears' defense collapsed on them. The defense played fairly well, and it did its job, except on a couple of plays. It's just Aaron Rodgers is that good that he can do this. Now, moving on though, what did the Bears do wrong? Because there were things the Bears did wrong. First of all, I'm gonna sound like a broken record from my Falcons Eagles video, but they abandoned the run. And it's weird because in this case, I don't know why they abandoned the run. They're up 20 to nothing at halftime, and in the third quarter, they just don't try to run the ball with either Tariq Cohen or Jordan Howard. Those two combined for 20 total carries. And you're up 20 to nothing at halftime, and they don't get anything in the third quarter. You'd think that's when they try to make the running game even more important, when they try to run that clock. But they didn't do that, and it really bit them in the ass. And then I thought, oh my god, I know why this happened. It's the same exact thing that happened in Kansas City, where Matt Nagy's from, last year. They had a great thing going in Kareem Hunt, and they just didn't use him as the season went on. We don't know why, but they just stopped using him and their offense stopped working as well. And that's exactly what happened in Chicago. Well, in Lambeau, but by Chicago. And it really just pains me to see this because I know it's a pass happy league, but use your best players. Like, you're supposed to use your best players, have them be the focus of your offense. Like, learn your lesson from Kansas City. Lean on your best guy not your favorite guy. Now, past that, they had other issues. One of them was another holdover from Kansas City, using their exotic plays in the first half and just never using them again. Like, this one's just weird to me. Like, you're only using your exotic college ball plays in the first half of the game. And yeah, that got them a good lead and got their offense really going. But they just didn't use them in the second half. And it's like, okay, even if that's all the exotic plays you want to show this week, the Packers don't have them down yet. They might have seen them, they might know what you're doing, but they haven't practiced against those plays. They still don't know exactly how to defend them. So they can still work fine. And to just throw them out, it didn't make sense in Kansas City. It didn't make sense for Chicago. And it really hurts their offense in the second half, because now you've got so much of your playbook that you just threw out. And for no reason. It's just weird to me. I don't get it. Like, I'm the guy who thinks your exotic stuff, if anything, should be used in the second half. Like, if you have to choose a half to use your exotic stuff in, use it in the second half. But, I just don't get Matt Nagy. Speaking of not getting Matt Nagy, that was such strange play calling on the final drive. Like, I get why you're not going for running the ball there. I get that. You don't have much time. You can't afford to run the ball. But at 1st and 10, you tried to get all 10 in one play every single time. Like, without fail, there was no need to have any defender shorter than 10 yards away, because you were not throwing shorter than that anywhere. And the epitome of that was like 4th and 10. The final play the Bears got. It's 4th and 10. You gotta get those 10 yards. And literally every receiver is running a vertical. Like, the most low percentage throw in the NFL. And you're having everyone run it on a must-complete play that you only need to get 10 yards. Like, there was no sideways movement. No one was going from the outside in or the inside out. It was just everyone running straight. I guess the idea is that with so many people running straight, one would be open. But that's not how it works. It's just not. And that is a terrible play call. And I don't get why he had the mentality of going for everything in one play, because he started out with plenty of time. Like, heck, if he was going to score, there probably would be a little bit of time left for the Packers regardless. And Matt Nagy, he blew it. He definitely blew it. But even with all those issues I mentioned above, it took an Aaron Rodgers playing out of his mind to make the Bears lose, and he barely accomplished it. Like, it was 24-23 at the end, 1 point. And if you have all of those issues on your team, and it takes the best quarterback possibly of all time to beat you, you got a pretty good thing going.